Hey there, Justin from Join Off-Road in Colorado again. Got a special one going home today. This one's a 1994 Bigfoot E350. This thing is actually fresh off the boat from Japan, so these things kind of have a funny history. The chassis was built in America, exported to Canada where the coach was built, and then all of them that were made, which is somewhere between 15 to 20 from what I've heard, were all exported to Japan, and they were used as like a rental fleet over there. So some of them have made their way back to the States. I think Chris in North Carolina has built a couple of them, and now we've done one, but I think there's less than 5 of these things remaining from what I've heard. So this one needed quite a lot of work. It was in pretty rough shape when they got it, but they are undertaking it and they're doing it right. So started off with the usual goodies. Got our 6-inch 4-wheel drive conversion kit, custom spec Alcan springs, Fox 2.0s. Got 17-inch American racing wheels in the front, the 285 7017. Got a stage 2 front axle, Spintech hub conversion, so it's still 8 on 6.5, but it's got stock truck brakes in there with EBC yellow stuff brake upgrade. So it's got 456 gears in the front axle, Detroit True Track, which is standard on most of our stuff. We got a steering stabilizer on this one, so this one's got an old 460 in it, and the old C4 power steering pumps on these things make too much pressure, so it makes the steering feel really light. So we add a steering stabilizer there, and then we also did a red head steering gearbox as well. And they do some custom valving for us that kind of slows down the steering a little bit, so it helps it feel more like one of the modern vans. So it's got our FB003 front bumper with the rigid lights, front receiver. Does have the OBA, the Anderson plug is wired up. Inside we built some custom seat brackets for them so they could run these, I think they're like a second row, like Escalade seat or something like that. Just built some custom brackets for that. Got a S-Pod switch module in the dash there running all the lights, the compressor, and then the rear E-locker, which we'll talk about in a moment. And over there, that's the 4-wheel drive indicator light, let you know you're in 4-wheel drive. So did a full trans rebuild on this one to convert it to 4-wheel drive, upgraded the torque converter, all the good stuff. NV271 T-case behind that. It's a short wheelbase dually, so we can run 1350 CV drive shaft in the back, which is nice. Same 1350 in the front. Hellwig sway bar, which is standard on all of our Class C conversions. And then there's our OBA mount up here. So running the 17-inch dualies in the back of this one, which is a little bit tricky because technically on a 350, the tires rub. These wheels and tires, the 17s, they rub on the leaf spring on the backside. So we have to run a 1-inch spacer, a bolt-on steel spacer behind the wheels to be able to get enough clearance off of the leaf spring. But it was really important to these folks that they have a all-terrain tire that was triple peak snow rated, which these Falcons are. So the 17-inch Dodge wheel with a 255 8017 Falcon Wild Peak. Got our rear bags as well, just plumbed up to Schrader's in the back to keep it simple. So full build on this Dana 70 in the back. So it got an Auburn E-locker in the back, and then 456 gears, all new bearings of course. And then these axles from the factory have 32 spline half shafts, which nobody makes a locker for, so we have to switch it out to custom cut chromoly 35 spline shafts. Got our little rear OBA port there with the bag Schraders. That's about it for this one. So super cool rig. Obviously they still have a bunch of work to do on the body of this thing in the interior, but it's going to be a really cool little rig when they're done. Can't wait to see it. So if you have any questions for me here in the Colorado shop, email me at justin@ujointoffroad.com. If you're inquiring about a DIY kit or install in North Carolina, email chris@ujointoffroad.com. Thank you.